In the dark, winding streets of 15th-century Rome, where the shadows of the ancient Colosseum loomed over cobblestone pathways, the city buzzed with whispers and secrets. Among these whispers, one name echoed louder than any other: Alexander VI, the Borgia Pope. His reign was marked by scandal, intrigue, and a level of debauchery that even the most seasoned Romans found shocking. But the story of the Borgias goes beyond the tales of wild parties and forbidden love. It's a tale of power, family, and the complexities of human nature, all wrapped up in the life of one of the most infamous families in history. Alexander VI, born Rodrigo Borgia, was a man of many faces. To the outside world, he was a revered leader of the Catholic Church, a man of God who was supposed to guide the faithful and uphold the highest moral standards. But behind closed doors, he was a different person altogether. His life was a series of scandalous affairs, illegitimate children, and extravagant parties that pushed the boundaries of what was considered acceptable, even by the standards of the time. One of the most notorious events in Alexander's reign was the Ballet of the Chestnuts, a party that took place on October 30th, 1501. It was a night that would go down in history as one of the wildest and most scandalous events of the Renaissance. Guests arrived at the papal palace, eager to witness the spectacle. As they entered, they were greeted by living statues naked, gilded young men and women in erotic poses. The palace was adorned with the Borgia family crest, a red bull rampant on a field of gold, a fitting symbol of the family's power and lust for life. The night began with a lavish banquet, but as the dishes were cleared away, the real entertainment began. The city's 50 most beautiful courtesans or prostitutes were brought in to dance. At first they danced clothed, but soon they were stripped naked, dancing provocatively before the guests. The Pope, along with his children, watched from the best seats in the room. The courtesans were then instructed to crawl on the floor and pick up chestnuts that had been scattered among the candles. This was just the prelude to the main event. The guests, overcome with desire, stripped off their clothes and joined the courtesans in an orgy that lasted well into the night. The Pope, who had a particular interest in virility, kept score of each man's orgasms, rewarding the most virile with gifts like cloaks, boots, and fine silken tunics. But the story of the Borgias is not just about the excesses of Alexander VI. It is also about his children, particularly his daughter, Lucrezia Borgia. Born in 1480, Lucrezia has been the subject of countless myths and legends, many of which paint her as a seductive and cunning woman who would stop at nothing to achieve her goals. But the real Lucrezia was a complex figure, and her life was far more nuanced than the caricatures suggest. Lucrezia was the illegitimate daughter of Alexander VI and his longtime mistress, Veneza de Catene. From a young age, she was surrounded by the opulence and intrigue of the Vatican court. She was educated to the highest standards, fluent in multiple languages, and well-versed in classical literature. She was also exceptionally beautiful, a fact that did not go unnoticed by the men around her. Despite her upbringing, Lucrezia was vulnerable, driven by a deep desire to please her father and earn his approval. This compulsion would shape her life in ways that were both tragic and awe-inspiring. Lucrezia's life was marked by a series of arranged marriages, each one designed to strengthen the Borgia family's political alliances. Her first marriage to Giovanni Sforza was annulled when it no longer served the family's interests. Her second marriage to Alfonso of Aragon ended in tragedy when he was assassinated, possibly on the orders of her brother, Cesare Borgia. Her third and final marriage to Alfonso d'Este, Duke of Ferrara, was the most successful. In Ferrara, Lucrezia found a measure of peace and stability, and she became a respected patron of the arts and a beloved figure in the court. Despite the scandals that surrounded her, Lucrezia Borgia was a woman of many talents. She was a skilled diplomat, a patron of the arts, and a devoted mother. She used her influence to support artists and scholars, and she played a significant role in shaping the cultural landscape of Ferrara. Her letters, which have survived to this day, reveal a woman of intelligence and depth, far removed from the seductive villainess of popular legend. The story of the Borgias is a cautionary tale about the dangers of power and the complexities of human nature. Alexander VI's reign was marked by scandal and excess, but it also highlights the human capacity for love, ambition, and the pursuit of pleasure. Lucrezia Borgia, often maligned and misunderstood, was a woman who navigated a world of intrigue and danger with grace and resilience. Her life serves as a reminder that behind every legend lies a real person, with real feelings and real struggles. In the end, the legacy of the Borgias is a complex one. They were a family of contradictions, powerful and influential, yet flawed and human. Their story is a testament to the enduring fascination of the Renaissance, a time of great creativity and innovation, but also of darkness and depravity. The Borgias remind us that history is not just a collection of facts and dates, but a tapestry of human experiences, each one unique and important in its own right. So, the next time you walk through the streets of Rome, and the shadows of the ancient ruins stretch out before you, remember the Borgias. Remember the Pope who threw wild parties, the daughter who defied expectations, and the family that left an indelible mark on history. Their story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always a glimmer of light, a spark of humanity that refuses to be extinguished.